Good morning, everybody. We'll continue on with our Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series media availability, and we're joined by none other than Clint Bowyer, driver of the number 14 Nature's Bakery Feeding America Ford for Stewart Haas Racing. Clint, you're fighting for a playoff spot. I know a lot of focus is making the playoffs here. How much pressure do you feel coming into this weekend at Michigan, and how do you feel Michigan suits you?
Michigan is a lot of fun. Michigan's in a very important racetrack. A lot of bragging rights are on the line with the manufacturers all being, right here, this track being in their backyard. So we all know that. We all feel that. We all went to Ford Day. I know the other competitors had their day and their announcement yesterday. You meet all those employees at Ford. You see them. You see their families, their children, everybody that they brought out. Edsel, his son Henry. It makes you want to go to the racetrack and win in their backyard and celebrate that victory with them.
Okay, we'll open the floor for questions. We'll start here with Jerry, and we'll work our way around.
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net and PRN. What kind of pressure do you feel right now to get into the position and the points to the playoffs, and what are your thoughts going into these final races before the ending?
Well, I mean, there's always pressure. It doesn't matter. There was pressure, Daytona 500, to go out there and perform and try to win that race. There's always pressure. It's no different now. You still focus on the task at hand. You focus on unloading a fast race car, making good downforce, making good horsepower, knowing that it's going to take that on this racetrack, and you focus on the adjustments, the balance of your car, so you can go out and qualify well today. Enables you to gain those stage points as we go through the race, and then work hard to get a finish. I mean, it's the task at hand week in and week out that you have to focus on. You can't worry about those points. You have to go out and accumulate and do your job week in and week out. And if you do that, I feel like the way we're running, we can honestly get in two different ways. I think we could win our way in, and I think we can point our way in. And I think both of those are definite doables right now for us, I guess.
Do you take chances?
You always have to take chances. It's just, that's the hard thing. When the pressure cooker is turned up and the situation is what it is right now, I mean, you can afford to take chances. You need to be able to take those chances to enable you to get those stage points if you're out. Make a gamble and try to get them, but that also, there's a catch-22 to every decision there. So you just got to weigh it all out. Focus on the task at hand, whether that's a stage win or the second stage or the finish at the end. Focus on that and let the rest take care of itself.
Go next to Wolfgang.
Clint, I have a personal question to you. When the season is over, do you think Mr. Haas will give you a chance to drive the F1 car?
Why is it always a guy that talks like you worried about F1?
Well, I thought maybe you try a different environment.
I can't even get up early enough to watch them races, let alone compete in them.
Not compete, just try to have a feeling.
Oh, I would love to do that. I know, Gordon did that, and I've talked to, to him about that experience. It's just amazing what those cars are capable of doing, but they look more like spaceships than race cars, if you ask me. I grew up in Kansas, and we didn't have anything like that. We couldn't even get the station that covered that, so I don't know. And I can't understand the announcer that covers it anyway, so I don't know about that.
We'll go next to Mike.
I would like to go to that track that has all the boats on it, though, them big yachts. You can find me a rig like that to back up to the track and watch when I retire. I'll go with you. How about that? You'll have to talk to everybody, though. I won't be able to do that either.
Good next to Mike.
Yeah, Mike Brudenholt from Auto Week. Another crazy foreigner question, but Dale, sorry, Dale has his last race here, at MIS. The legacy, in your opinion, he'll leave behind, and can it be filled?
Well, I think that legacy started long before him, and he carried the flag for that legacy for a long time, kept that fan base alive, and it's not on his shoulders to be able to do that. I mean, it's just not. It's always, I've felt it's a little bit unfair for him to have that workload on him, but he's done a good job with that, and it's time for us to hold up our end of the deal and to capitalize on that. But that doesn't just mean a driver or anything else. That's the program that you see week in and week out. You go back. I just answered a question for a gentleman. You go back to Watkins Glen. We've getting beat up on attendance and things like that. These are all situational things. You know, I believe in products. If you have a good product, they'll come. They'll come and spend their hard-earned money on that product, whether it's in New York, whether it's in Michigan, whether it's in California. If you put a good product on that racetrack, and not only the racetrack, a good product in the infield, a good environment in the grandstands, take care of the kids, the families, all the demographics, take care of all of that, you're always going to have fans flock to this sport. That's what put it on the map, whether there was a legacy on the line or not. The product on the racetrack is why people came to this. So I think if we can continue to put good products on the racetrack like what we saw in Watkins Glen last weekend, you can expect full houses. You know, people said, well, that grandstand wasn't full. That's because they were unable to get out of there, go to a different corner and watch and you know, take in the environment of the weekend. I was one of the guys that got on a golf cart, did 2 youth autograph sessions, which is more than I've ever done. Families bringing their kids and enjoying a weekend worth of fun. It wasn't just a race worth of fun. That was a weekend, action-packed weekend full of fun for everybody.
We'll go next to Kelly and then to Robbie.
Kelly Crandall, Racer.com. Clint, I believe I read somewhere this week that you said this part of the year is fun for you, or just fun in general. What is it about this time of the year, I guess the summer months, that you enjoy so much?
Well, it's summer. Everybody loves the summer. It's just fun. It's a ton of fun to be able to go to battle each and every week with my teammates at Stewart Haas Racing, knowing that you have a chance at winning, knowing that you can work alongside such quality people, having a manufacturer behind you with Ford and you know, the partners we have on these race cars, everything, and you know, being able to step in that environment and go to battle is so much fun. But aside from that, now the pressure cooker's heated up. You know, I'm the hunter, not the hunted. So it's a lot of fun to go into this weekend knowing that you got to go out there and chase that guy down, or those guys down, and hopefully pop off a win here and just put it all to bed.
We'll go next to Robbie, then to the back to John, and then up front to Chris and Lee.
Robbie Mays, MRN. Clint, next week we go to Bristol. It's another one of the tracks where we race one time in the day and one time at night. Do you have to race the track differently at night versus the daytime? And is this race, you know, it's the night race at Bristol. Everyone expects it to be crazy. Do you expect that to happen next week?
I hope it's crazy, because my crazy ass is standing on that building or wherever. They moved to the front straightaway, didn't I? Think I'm still going to pull on the building and celebrate up there, because that's where I want to celebrate in front of all those wild, crazy fans. There's no better atmosphere that's so close to you that you feel that environment, those fans, like Bristol. I'm telling you, driver intros, you're walking down there. I mean, it's just the feeling that comes over you before you get in that car is just something you don't feel anywhere else. It's because of the closeness of the fans to you. They're all breathing down on you and expecting big things out of you, and you can't wait to go out there and get in that Coliseum and go to battle.
Go next to John, then to Chris, then to Lee.
Hi, Clint. John Kubo, Shake and Bake, Cleveland, Ohio. You're a noted Royals fan.
Yeah.
Do you have enough to catch my Indians?
We got to get to shaking. We need to bake a little bit too, don't we? Man, I hope. Cleveland. I hate seeing that on the tally. We run you we get on a 9 win streak, right? And the only one better is Cleveland with 10. It's like, damn.
We'll do that.
Yeah. You can't do it long. Surely we'll run you down. Just like me on the racetrack. We're hunting you down. We'll come after you.
Chris?
Chris Knight, KidsFans.com. Clint, you said you enjoyed the Fan Fest last weekend doing the youth autograph sessions and whatnot. Would you like to see more of that moving forward into 2018? And how many times do you think that we need to have those 2-day shows?
I think it just, again, every situation's different. Every track's different, right? You're selling a different product week in and week out. And, you know, if you're not doing a good job putting a product on the racetrack, they're not going to come. You can't expect that. That's on us as an industry, as a sport, whether it's the drivers in the cars, the sanctioning body, making sure that our cars are putting on a good show, good year, putting good tires under us that can enable us to get side by side and put on good races, the aero platform, everybody. The whole industry is working hard to make sure that we are putting the best product on the track, whether it's in Michigan, whether it's at Watkins Glen, whether it's in California. Every situation, every weekend's different, and you can't expect the same outcome or the same stage are the same finish, you know, at all those different racetracks. You just can't. Yeah.
Lee Spencer, motorsport.com, and from a Cardinals fan, thank you very much. Anyway.
Next question.
There was, you know, clearly you'd have to be under a rock not to see what happened with, you know, the Kevin Harvick comments earlier this week.
Here it comes.
And Dale Jr.'s rebuttal. But to not get into that, because it would take an hour, the fans want to know that after Junior's gone, where's the interaction going to be from, you know, which driver's going to set up? How is the fan interaction going to change to get them, in addition, you brought up the product, but how's fan engagement going to change? How are we looking at that to bring the fan base back?
Well, again, it's the product. There's no I in any of this. There's no one person holding it up. And if it is, it's a problem. I mean, that's a major problem if we're all relying on one person. It's the product on the racetrack. It's the product and environment of a weekend. This is an event. This isn't one race. This is an event weekend that you're asking people to come camp and spend their hard-earned money and enjoy our sport of NASCAR. This isn't one driver. This isn't one team. It isn't one anything. It's an event for us all to have fun and enjoy a weekend and the sport that we all love. I mean, it's just as simple as that. I think we have to get better on all those things. Like I said, I wanted to. It was important for me to point out the things that I saw at Watkins Glen. You know, we all have seen the decline in some places, some tracks, or anything else. I mean, hey, it's a performance-driven business. If you're not doing your job, it's time to go somewhere else. And that comes from drivers or anything else. I mean, it's everything is driven off performance in anything in life. And you know, there's been a lot of jabs thrown over the week, and I mean, I guess that's my comment for that is there's different ways to judge all performance, whether it's on the racetrack, how you build a program around your brand. Off the racetrack, how you provide support for your organization and everything else with sponsorship and everything else. You can't just go out and do a good job driving. You have to be the total package so you're attractive, and it doesn't matter. If you do that, the demand is there for the supply, or the supply is there for the demand, I mean.
Any additional questions for Clint Bowyer? Clint, thanks for taking the time to join us.
Hey, hold
Good
on
luck,
just a
bud.
second. I've got a new partner on board this
bet.
weekend, and they're here. We have the Liberty Insurance, Liberty Mutual Insurance Highway Hero app. It's a lot of fun. I've had fun with. I drove from the airport here. This judges your driving ability. This is something that you can have fun and enjoy within your family, your household, your friends. It scores your driving. Bob, I would love for you to have this Highway Hero app so we can compare our driving. I thought I was a professional driver till I got this app, and it scored my performance from the airport to here. I got a lot to work on. But you can also, you know, you could get up to 25% off on your insurance through this. So important app. Just thinking about your family. My kid's going to be driving, you know, sometime here. I can when they get home, I can see firsthand with this app just how he was driving, whether he was using his phone, texting, all these things that are so important. Everybody hates coming up on that car, seeing them all over the road. They're 90 to 60, 90 to 60, and you look up, and sure enough, they're tweeting Bob on on Twitter. So very important program that we're putting together with the spotter stand and things that they're doing. Liberty Mutual Insurance Highway Hero app. Make sure you get it. Have a little fun with your family and friends because it's so important.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Good deal.